So I'm joined with Jihyun Park, who was born in North Korea in 1968, and after experiencing illness, poverty, famine, and intimidation, first escaped at age 29, and then secondly escaped with the help of the United Nations in 2008, and has had an amazing journey since then, and is now a human rights activist after living in Greater Manchester for many years. So thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for inviting me today. Thank you.
So why don't you walk us through what it was just first like leaving North Korea in the late six or in at age 29?
Oh, when I lived in North Korea, I was a brainwashed child and also adult too. Is from our government, because it's North Korea government always teaching to us. North Korea is great country. Not only it's Asians, it's on all over the world, and socialism is a great ideology. So we believed that is Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il, but we didn't get information from outside the countries, and we didn't know how outside the country people live, and the daily to life. We never know about that. So in North Korea was it's a distribution country. This is only one country in our world. So government gave to us rice. It's twice a month. But in early 1990s, North Korea government stopped the rice, and then people starving. So early 1990s, many people died of starvations, and also my uncle died of starvations in front of me, and then my younger brother left his military and came home, but he was really dangerous at the moment. So my eldest brother told to us, leave this country and save your younger brother. So that is why I decided to leave North Korea in first time.
And so was it more of a push than a pull, right? You didn't hear about a pathway to leave North Korea. It was more so that, your basic needs were not being met in the country.
Oh, I didn't get any information in the another side in China, but I always worried about that when we not success this journey and what happened in my life, because that is the socialism countries, you never leave this country. So if you leave this country, so you are anti-socialism person, and then they send to the prison, political prison camp or executions. But I had no choice, because if I continued to live in North Korea, could be died of starvations. And also my younger brother is a really dangerous way. The military soldiers came to my house, and they just look after my younger brother, and then all apartment and all areas always is look after my house when my younger brother came to my home. So we had no choice. Still, North Korea could be die or escape to North Korea. If we didn't success, if we could be die. But if we success, we could be survivor. So that is the only choice.
So upon leaving North Korea, you did spend some time in China. And what was your experience living as a refugee, especially as a woman? I know you encountered some unique challenges that maybe some of the men you were with didn't experience as well.
But when I lived in North Korea, I never heard asylum seekers or refugees or immigrations, because China also communist country. The system is the same as North Korea, and also North Korea and the China government, they made another agreement. The two countries, they never accept the fourth country people as refugees, and also if someone escaped their countries, and send back to them their country. So in China life also really dangerous life, and also slavery life too, because there's the many North Korean women and girls escaped to North Korea, but once in China is many smugglers in both areas, and they just kidnapped to us and selling to the Chinese men, or this is brothers and ways and sex slave So life as the same is North Korea and China. It's never. I didn't know what is hope and human beings. I never knew that is both countries.
And when did you learn about asylum? After, receiving asylum from the United Nations in 2008, did you seek it out yourself?
Yes, in 2008 we arrived in the UK, and then the first time we heard that is asylum seeker, but only we didn't know the English meanings, but only translators told us is asylum seekers or refugees. So just only we knew the first time is in the UK in 2008.
Right. So you encountered a lot of authoritarian governments, in China and in North Korea. And then when you came to the UK, you joined the Conservative Party in 2017 in Britain. Can you tell us a little bit about that political journey?
I came to the UK 2008, but first time I didn't speak any English, so I didn't know what means human rights or women's rights. It's freedom meanings. I didn't understand the first time because it's a lack of communications and the lack of English skills. But then I started learning my English and my started activities work. So I learned much more about that is abroad is the English people, American people, all over the country people teaching to me is everything is the human rights meanings. So in 2017, I joined the Conservative Party. The reasons that conservative values, the first is the individuals and also freedom of happiness with family and is the justice and also the conservatives support the economics. Yeah. So that is all where I need in North Korea, in China too, because it's the individual life is really important for me. So that's why I joined the Conservative Party in 2017.
And your ideas sort of shifted during Brexit when refugees started coming into Europe. Can you tell us about that?
In 2015 when I visited the European Parliament and also European Council. So first time was shocking, is the European Parliament in the 27 countries joined in there and also another European rules. So every countries they accept the European rule before the country rules. So I was shocking because United Kingdom is empowered country. I learned that and I continue to believe that is United Kingdom is empowered country. But why they is the kind of works under the European country? So that is all my questions. And then 2016 is the UK is leave Europe or they both is kind of elections. So I put that is leave Europe. But the many another is the human rights activities is a shock to me because you are human rights activities, but why you put the leave Europe? So why you don't is the stand up for refugees? But leave Europe and the stand refugees different because United Kingdom is already joined the United Nations and signed the United Nations refugees the articles, everything. So continue the work with the United Kingdom's work with the United Nations. We continue to accept the refugees. So that's different meaning. Because leave Europe meanings Europe meanings leave Europe meaning is first we is the security our countries first, because if country is not strong, we are not allowed another people. So country is strong first, then we accept many people. So that is a different meanings for me.
So your view has changed a lot over the years, and it's just really interesting now that you're doing work with human rights as it relates from the European Alliance to North Korea. What can we learn in the United States, if anything, from your work there about the United States' complicated relationship with North Korea?
When I lived in North Korea, United Nations was enemy countries. So my child memory was war games with my friend. So one team is North Korean soldiers and another team is American soldiers. but always is North Korean soldiers won. Yeah, America is collapsed down. So that is my memory, and I really hated American person because I never met Americans, when I lived in North Korea. But in the UK, here also mixed people, United is Britain people or American people, European people mixed here. So when I met the original American person, and then my first question was that, are you real? Is it the American person? So he said that yes, I am. But so first person was really nice, and he always helped is the North Korean refugees and speak about the human rights issues. So that is really surprised for me. So I really love the American people, but sometimes it's, the politics is really different. Politics is different because America also every 5 years they change the politics, and also many politicians change it different. It's a subject is work with the North Korea. So sometimes I really angry, but I continued work with the American people.
Can you tell our viewers a little bit about the work you're doing now and where they can find more of your work?
My activities work was started in 2013. So when first I started my work was that teaching English to refugees, because it's the language is not only language, the language is life. So myself lived in North Korea. We all North Korean people kind of is the language persecutions from government, because North Korea language was only political language. We are not mentioned as personal language, explained about the personal emotions or something that's with each others. So in here, if we don't know the is English, we can't explain our emotions. So that is my first project, was teaching English to refugees. And then, I speak lots of universities and the schools, as also parliament, every countries speak about that is freedoms, because it's many Western people, they always speak about that freedom is not free. They said that, but they don't understand what means that is freedom, because freedom comes to us enormous risks, and we don't know that that is a success or unsuccess our lifetimes if we don't fight a kind of evils. So everyday life is we are fighting, and we find our freedoms. Many people forget about the freedom meanings. So I just is teaching to them freedoms and how democratic countries is the precious country, and how they lucky lives in democratic country.
We're still trying hard to keep our democracy here in the United States. Really appreciate your perspective on all of this. If you want to read more, there's a great article by Christian Davies to our viewers for the Financial Times, North Korean Exile, Jihyun Park, The Pen Can Kill Innocent People, but it can also kill the devil. Thank you so much for talking with us.